I'm ranking every single Leeds United player's performance this season. I've chosen to do this before the playoffs, just so I'm not a little bit biased if there happens to be a magical moment. I've got the tiers right here. We've got elite, the best players in the squad, the players that are the most important to Leeds United. Levels, there's levels to this game, isn't there? We've got to keep a hold of these players, very crucial parts of the squad. I've got mid, players that are okay. Could we lose them? Possibly. Do I want to lose them? Probably not. They're just okay. Rough. It's been a tough time for him this year. Maybe it's time to consider things and then get rid. Get them out the door. We don't want them anymore. They're not good enough. And let's start with the first player, and that is young Archie Gray. What an unbelievable season that boy has had. Will we keep hold of him? Probably not. Has he been amazing? Absolutely, no doubt about it. One of the most important young players in the last decade for Leeds United, and probably the best, well, he won the award, the best young player in the Championship. I can see Archie Gray going on to do absolutely massive things. I'm talking playing in the Champions League, playing for England. He is that good. Let's hope there's no injuries. But for me, Archie Gray, elite level. Maybe right now he's not the best player in the team, but he's played a crucial part, played multiple positions, and will continue to do so next season if we manage to keep a hold of him. Charlie Cresswell. See, this is tough because last season on loan, he looked like a player. This year, he's not really had a look in, has he? I mean, obviously we've had new centre-back in Joe Rodon come in, but Cresswell, where do I want to put him? It's hard because he's not played. He's not really had an opportunity. So for me, Cresswell goes in rough. I don't know. Is he good enough? If we manage to go up, do we keep him? Probably not. We send him out on loan or we sell him. But it has been a rough season for him. Connor Roberts. Roberts has been an interesting one. Very promising loan signing from Burnley, who has spent the majority of his time at Leeds, unfortunately injured. So, well, maybe not the majority. He's not played that much though, has he? He hasn't been a part of the squad every single week. Byram's still been playing a lot. I'm just going to put him in mid. I think he's a good player. I'd actually quite like to keep a hold of him, especially if we stay down. I think he could add a lot to the squad, but he's not had the best time with injuries. Hasn't played 100%. You know how it goes. And we're on to Crysencio Somerville. Top 3 players in the Championship this year, undoubtedly. Top 1 players for Leeds United. Somerville has had 19 goals and 9 assists this season in the league. For a Championship player, and this is really his first full season starting every single game. For a Championship player, that is absolutely unbelievable. I think Somerville would fit into the majority of Premier League teams, and he'd earn a starting place there very quickly. Somerville, elite level player. Absolutely unbelievable. Next up is one of the Welsh boys. We've got a few of these in this year, and it's Daniel James. On loan at Fulham last year, and to be honest, I didn't really see a future for him at Leeds. Quite an expensive signing, but didn't light the world on fire in the Premier League. In the Championship, that is a completely different story. Dan James, 13 goals and 6 assists in the league, and that is, he's only started about 60% of the games for us as well. So imagine if he'd have started every game, he'd probably be pushing 20 goals, maybe 25 combined goals and assists. Great player, maybe not quite elite though, because I know that in the Premier League, he wouldn't make it. But in the Championship, levels. There is levels to this game, and Dan James is hitting them, as is Ethan Ampadu. One of the smartest signings we have made in many, many seasons. He's played practically every game for us. Started off as a defensive midfielder, moved to centre-back, where I personally think he's thrived. This is maybe a controversial take. I prefer Ampadu as a centre-back than I do to having him in midfield. I don't think he offers as much in midfield. Leeds fans, let me know if you feel the same. I'm not saying he's a bad midfielder. I'm just saying I think his game is actually better suited to playing at centre-back. Is he elite? I don't know if he is. I'm going to put Ampadu. I can change this at a later date, by the way. Don't judge me right now. I'm going to put Ampadu at levels. I think he's quality. Do I know if he'd do it in the Premier League? I don't know. But he is good. Jorginho Rutter, a player who in the last 6 games has really dropped off a little bit. Since that injury, he's not been quite as good, but he does have the second most assists in the Championship, just under our former boy, Leif Davis. I wish we'd have kept hold of him, but when we got rid of him, it wasn't needed. But still, now you look at it and you think, wow, what a player. Jorginho Rutter, though, creativity there, passing ability there, keeps the ball a little bit too much sometimes, misses quite a few opportunities, doesn't have fantastic shot power. It's like watching my grandma run through and take a shot with a mobility scooter. But he is still a good player. 35 million, though, levels. He's not mid, he's not elite, he's just hitting the right levels. I think give him another season of starting and he can only improve. Glenn Kamara has been a consistent starter all year. Does he ever do anything special, though? I suppose that's not his job. He's a centre defensive midfielder. But in comparison to Gruev, who we're going to move on to next when he comes in, and in comparison to Archie Gray when he's played in that position, I don't think Kamara's quite on the same level. I like him. I think he's looked a bit more tired out towards the end of the season. Maybe that's because he's come from the Scottish League where there's less games per year. So now at the end of a very long and rough Championship campaign, he might be feeling the heat a little bit. Glenn Kamara, he's not in rough. He's just in mid. I'd keep him. Good enough for the squad. Is he Premier League levels? Would you want him starting in the Premier League? Maybe not, but I do like him. Ilyan Gruev, a player who at the start of the season didn't really get much of a look in. You thought, is this boy going to amount to anything? Is all going to come of him? I think since he's come in the team, he has been our best defensive midfielder this season. My opinion, out of anyone that's played there, safe on the ball, good at coming back and making some crucial tackles, drops into centre-back quite a lot when the full-backs are attacking and he drops into that back three. I really like Gruev, and I think for a couple million, what was he, £4 million? That is an absolute steal. And I think, personally, Gruev has shown levels this year. Can only improve from here. Obviously hasn't started all season. Meslier, the Iceman himself. Everyone is hating on Meslier this season, but I tell you what, I am not hating on Meslier. Golden Glove winner, might be because he's had the best Championship defence in front of him, or one of some of the best Championship defenders. Iceman, don't forget about him. People say, oh yeah, well look at his save percentage. In the last couple of games he let in all these shots. Yeah, but really, boys, there wasn't much he could have done about all those. Stop getting on his back. He is mid. I think there's better keepers in the Championship. Look at West Brom. Maybe not look at Leicester. But he's good enough. He's good enough to play in the squad. I do not understand all the Meslier hate. He's a solid Championship keeper. Premier League, different question, but a solid Championship keeper. Jadon Anthony. You know, when he was at Bournemouth in the Championship, he was on big things. He had fantastic stats. He doesn't quite have them for us, though. He's never really been given an opportunity to start a lot. He looked very good against Chelsea in the FA Cup, but he's just not done much. He's just been there. And I think for him, having done well in the Championship before, dropping down from the Premier League, it's been a rough season. It can't have been easy for him, and he's just not showing anything. He's not contributed in the league at all, really. So it has been rough. Jamie Shackleton, a player who has been at Leeds United for as long as I can remember. I wonder which manager he made his debut under. Was it... I know he played a lot under Bielsa, but was it Christensen, maybe? Maybe even Monk era, he might have been in the squad. Shackleton has been around for years, a player that can play in any position and shows a lot of energy. He's struggled with a lot of injuries this season and hasn't had much playing time. But when he does play, he still looks... He just fits in well. He never looks out of place. I just wonder where his career leads from this point. Well, hey, Leeds. I just wonder where it goes. I don't know where Shackleton's going to end up, but it's been rough for him, I think. I think he will have expected a bit more playing time. Didn't get it. And when he has, he's just been okay. A lot of injuries, unlucky. Joe Geldart. Get rid. Sorry. Leeds fans are going to be hurt by that one. Oh, he looked like such a promising player when he was young. He still looks promising now, but he's not getting any younger. He's only getting older, and I just can't see him ever becoming a regular part of our starting squad. When he does come on, he doesn't offer particularly anything. Not got much pace, not got much strength. A little bit of skill on the ball, does have a decent shot on him. I think we need to get rid just as much for our good as we need to get rid for his good, because I think if he was starting every week in the Championship, or dare I say League One, he'd do very well. I think he'd actually get like 10, 15 goals. But for us, it's just not working, is it? It just isn't. And I'm sorry, Geldart. I've got some fantastic memories. That goal against Norwich, unbelievable. One of my favourite goals I've ever witnessed at Ellen Road. But I think it's time to get rid, to be honest. Joel Pirot, one of the top scorers in the Championship last season. I had high hopes for this man. This was the signing. I was like, 49ers are getting it right. Smart signing after smart signing. And then Pirot, for me, has just looked mid. I know. Let me pull up his stats. 13 goals and 3 assists. Decent. He's played as a centre attacking midfielder for the majority of the season. But when you look at any of our attacks stats, they look decent. They look fairly good because we should be fairly good in this league. And I just expected a little bit more from Pirot. And the fact that he's never actually managed to take Bamford down from his throne says to me, maybe he is just mid. Not a bad player. But he's not levels, is he? He's not elite, is he? Joe Rodon, another Welsh boy, we're back again. And he has been our consistent centre-back for the whole season. He has been the man that has played pretty much every single game. And if he's missing, you certainly know about it. Rodon, for me, elite. As a Championship centre-back, it does not get much better than Joe Rodon. If Cooper's coming into the squad, you're a little bit worried still. You want Rodon there. I think he'll be playing in the Premier League next year. Probably not with us. If it is with us, I'll be buzzing. But he's definitely going to get a squad somewhere that wants him. I think any of those bottom half, if Forest stay up, Everton, Palace, if we go up, Leicester, Ipswich, anyone that gets Joe Rodon, bottom half Premier League, absolutely buzzing. Maybe even Tottenham will give him a go, because I know Romero's a little bit sus sometimes. But for me, elite. Junior Firpo, a man that now has a chant. If you'd have told Leeds fans at the start of this season they'd be chanting Junior Firpo's name, they would have absolutely howled at you. No chance. Junior Firpo, since he came back into the team, has been an assist king. 7 assists in 41% of matches for Leeds United. That's right, he's played 41% of matches. And he's got 5 more assists than any other defender. The 4th most in the team. I think if we're in the Championship next season, if Firpo can stay fit, which he obviously can't, but when he is, quality. Going forward, maybe not defensively. He's not amazing. He's done better, though, in the Championship. I know he got spun the other day by a Southampton winger. But apart from that, he's been pretty solid. And you missed him. You could tell he was gone in that Watford game. Firpo's going in levels. Leeds fans, let me know. What do you think of Firpo now? Do you like him? Have you made up with him a little bit? Also, remember to like and subscribe. If you're a football fan, if you're a Leeds fan, we're posting football content every day this month, and I'm sure you'll love it. So subscribe for more Junior Firpo love. Is it Ken Darlow? Darlow? Ken feels wrong because of Barbie, but Darlow, for me, get rid. Everyone's saying, he could be consistent. He's not really had a chance. I liked Klaassen more when he came in. I thought Klaassen looked very good. It's going in rough for him, though. In fact, no. Klaassen is going in mid because he didn't do anything wrong and he looks like a good young player. Get rid of Darlow because he's already 33, 34. He's not going to get any better, and he just didn't look that confident between the sticks for me. Really didn't look that good. So get him gone. Liam Cooper, one of the last of the Bielsa era, and one of the biggest legends still playing at the club. What he has done for this team in terms of morale, going through some tough times and some tough managers, he's been here for such a long time. I have nothing but love for Liam Cooper, but I think it's time to get rid. It's still at a point where people are worried when he comes in and plays, and especially if he starts. I think for his career, take a little drop down, play for like what Ayling's done at Middlesbrough. Go play for a slightly worse team. You'll be appreciated more. There's less pressure, and let Leeds move on. Love Cooper, but it's time to get rid. Mateo Joseph hasn't had enough minutes this season, in my opinion. There has been many opportunities to start him, and those opportunities have not been capitalised on. I love Joseph. I think he's a quality player, got a lot about him, and for me, he's going in mid because you can't put him more than mid. Fantastic performance against Chelsea, couple spurts of energy and good performances in the league, but he's not played enough, but he looks good, so mid. Pascal, first half of the season, solid, amazing centre-back. We have missed Struijk. When it comes to goal-scoring centre-backs, he scored 3 goals this season, and that's more than any other centre-back. we could do with him. We have zero threat from corners at all. You see Leeds get a corner, it's either hitting first man or just getting cleared away anyway, straight away. So we could do with Pascal, and I think he's a quality footballer. I think he'd make it into elite. For now, he's in levels. He'd make it into elite if he'd played more, but he just hasn't, so I can't. Patrick Bamford's a tough one because he started 33% of league games and still had 8 goals and an assist. And I feel if he was fit throughout the season, his stats would be really good. But is he really good? He still misses more big chances than the majority of strikers in the Championship. And I don't trust him when he's one-on-one, but he makes the team better. I saw a stat earlier today about whenever Bamford's played, when he played the full season and he was fit for the majority of games was the Bielsa era in the Premier League and Championship when we were smoking. And then in the seasons where he's been injured a lot, we've been battling relegation, relegated or failing promotion this season. So he clearly has a big impact in the squad. Bielsa also had a massive impact on that stat. Let's not forget that. But for me, Bamford is going in mid. When he's played, he's been good enough. I mean, he's got our goal of the season. What a fantastic finish in the cup. But he's just mid, isn't he? You can't rely on him to stay fit. And when he is fit, I still don't think you can rely on him to actually bag chances. So I'd keep him around the squad unless we get a decent offer. But he's just mid. Byram for a free transfer, what a signing. He's played a massive part this season and I like him as a player. But is he levels or is he just solid? I think he's just mid. Good enough for the team. Certainly keep him. I'd imagine his wages aren't too high because he's still quite injury prone and will miss a lot of games throughout a season. But I like him. He's good. I've got nothing against Byram and I think we should definitely keep him for another season. He's certainly not had a rough year and I certainly won't get rid of him. So that's Byram. And then we're on to Willy Gnonto. A really tough start to the season for him, whether it be through problems with his agent or his own attitude. We never quite got to the bottom of it. It seems like it was his agent because he loves playing whenever he plays. The relationship that him and Somerville have is special and you can see the joy that's there whenever either of them do well. They're the first people there smiling, dancing, having fun. And 8 goals and 2 assists. Fantastic from Gnonto to say he didn't have a great start to the season and didn't play much. That's why he gets levels. There is levels to this game and Willy Gnonto has shown them. He might be one we have to sell should we stay in the Championship, and that would be a real shame. But there are the tiers, ladies and gentlemen. Leeds fans, let me know what tiers you'd change and who you'd put where in the comment section. I'm genuinely intrigued to know what people think. I want to build up a little community here. I'll be reading the comments. I'll be replying to comments. Put a little justification. Why should Cresswell be in mid? Why should Bamford dropped to rough? Let me know your thoughts, and please remember, if you've got to this point of the video, you must have enjoyed it to a certain extent. Remember, like and subscribe. It lets me know that people are watching the videos and enjoying them, and we're really on a roll at the minute, so I appreciate any support you can show. Thank you very much for watching, and pray with me, actually pray, that we manage to do something in the playoffs. Thanks for your time. Have a good night. Peace.